we have, you evildoer! Your days of tyranny are finally at an end!
That's right, Valenzuela. Now use your amazing powers of being the heroine to defeat him.
What? You want me to defeat him? That's ridiculous! You're the love interest!
Oh, well... I guess I could defeat him. I mean, I'm also a great warrior, and I have this handy-dandy axe. It's just that you're the protagonist of the story. I thought, you were gonna defeat the bad guy and complete your character arc.
Why would I defeat the villain? I have all the cool powers, but that's just for aesthetic purposes.
Oh, okay, I guess that's fine, but I feel like I got into this relationship thinking you were a very different person than you really are, and we might have to have a talk when we're done here.
I didn't come here to be the hero. I came here to look cool while other people save the day. Well, it seems that I'm your prisoner now.
I'm sorry, miss. It's nothing personal, but your father did rebel against the king, and now you're hostage.
I suppose you have no choice but to fall in love with me and then take our relationship in a physical direction.
What? No. That would be a completely inappropriate abuse of my power.
But you're a prince, or a duke, or a lord, or something like that. You can do whatever you want.
While that is technically true, my followers would not be nearly as loyal to me as they are if they thought I was the type of person to do something like that, or to even be seriously tempted to do something like that.
Oh, so you're not tempted to fall in love with me? You don't think I'm beautiful?
Well, I suppose you could interpret it that way if you were looking for something to get mad about.
You don't think I'm hot, and this is going to be the main source of conflict for the next 200 pages or so. Oh, I love you, Prince Hotanseksi, but I have to ask, how old are you?
Oh, don't worry, I'm only 22. That means I can still appeal to the fantasy of being an older authority figure without it being weird that I'm dating someone in her late teens.
Okay, that's good. I was afraid you'd be like 35 or something, and then this would start to get a little weird.
Oh, don't worry, I have the life experience of someone much older. I've gone on multiple military campaigns, conquered entire countries, and I'm simply the greatest sword fighter in the world.
Aren't those the sorts of things that take a very, very long time to accomplish? I mean, even all of your men and other nobility and older people seem to respect you and treat you as if you're much older. Doesn't anyone look down on you or not take you seriously because of your age?
Well, no, they don't take me seriously because I dropped everything and was willing to sacrifice my entire kingdom for a girl I met 3 weeks ago. Valenzuela, I'm sorry you had to find out this way, but I am a demon.
A demon! I had no idea!
That's why I'm never out in the sun, and why I have to drink people's blood every single day, and why I'm immortal, and why silver hurts me.
Oh, well, when you put it like that, you sound a lot more like a vampire than a demon.
Vampires are overdone. That's why I'm a demon.
Well, yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. It's just that if you're gonna be a vampire by another name, why not just call yourself a vampire?
Enough talk. My demon nature is driving a wedge between us. We can never be together. I need to go into the corner and brood. Hey, Valenzuela, I just needed to ask you about the plan to defeat...
Ah!
Whoa, jeez. Can you please take your knife away from my throat?
You snuck up on me!
I'm sorry, jeez. You know I'm not a threat now. Please take this deadly weapon away from my vital organs.
But now I have the opportunity to gaze into your deep, icy blue eyes.
My eyes are brown, but okay.
And I can stare at that scar on your face that your father left on you as a child.
Oh, thanks so much for reminding me about that.
And I can think about how you've had so many other girls chasing after you, but you can't even look at any of them. You're just focused on me.
Are you trying to flirt with me right now?
You've shown me several acts of basic human decency, and now I love you forever.
Put the knife away! Prince Hotanseksi, I need to talk to you about something important. What is it, Damien? You know you are one of my closest friends and confidants. You can tell me anything. Well, you see, I'm a demon. Well, yeah, I already knew that. I just thought it'd be rude to bring it up, I didn't want to out you. Well, I'm glad you're so understanding about that, because that's really a segue into my second and more important point. I am in love with Malinzuela. Oh, well, I suppose that could get a little awkward, but I think if we all just sit down and talk about it, it should be fine. I mean, I'm not in any sort of relationship with her. That's not what she told me. She told me the two of you are soul bonded, destined to find each other and be together for all eternity. What has she been smoking? No, look, even if that were true, which I don't think it is because I find her irritating, short tempered, and immature, I'm a prince. I marry people for purely political reasons. Like, the most Malinzuela could ever hope for is to be one of my concubines or mistress of some sort, and just based on her personality, I don't think she'd be willing to play second fiddle like that. Oh, so, you're cool if I make a move? Go for it, bro. It doesn't matter much to me, and even if it did, you're my friend. It's just that I came here all prepared to duel you to the death or something. Nah, we're all adults here. There's no need to be dramatic about it. Okay, well, thanks. I'll just get going then.
Oh, Prince Hotanseksi, you are simply the greatest fighter to ever exist. The fact that you are so good at inflicting violence upon others is a sign of how masculine and desirable you are. But I must ask, how did you become so good at this?
Well, you see, my father, he was the king, but he was also a very, very cruel man.
Is that why you have such a hard and cold exterior personality? Have we grown close enough that I'm about to see past that?
My father had 52 sons, one for every week of the year. Every Friday, one of us would have to fight all 51 of the others.
Well, that seems a bit odd, and I'm not sure what purpose it would possibly serve.
If you couldn't defeat all 51 of your brothers, then you would be cast out into the woods until next week, with no food or water.
You know, this is getting a little heavier than I anticipated.
When I was 14, there were only two of us left. Me and my brother Lysander.
I haven't seen anyone named Lysander around the palace. Did he move back in with his mom or something?
Our father put us in a room with a single knife on the floor, and he said only one son could inherit his throne.
Okay, this is getting a little too dark for me. Can we change the subject now?
Malinzuela, I'm sorry, but we can never be together. We can never be married.
Oh, that's okay. To be honest, I don't even like you that much. You're just an attractive bad boy who's there to contrast with the prince, who is a more traditional love interest.
You see, marriage is a legal institution, which is also deeply tied into religious belief.
Yes, that's true, but, do we even have any religions here?
What do you mean? Sometimes people say, oh my gods, instead of oh my god. That's all the world building we need.
So there's no actual exploration of the beliefs that people hold and how they differ from one another, and how these beliefs affect the way they live their lives and society at large?
Not really, no. We need to make time for more smooches and wars fought for ill-defined purposes.
Well, that's kind of boring. I'm gonna go start a cult. You wanna join?
Alright, Malinzuela. You've proven that you can handle yourself in a scrap, but it's time you learned to fight for real.
Fantastic! Now we can pretend I had to work for all of my abilities instead of just having them from the beginning. And since I am so small and weak and delicate, I will fight using knives.
I don't know who told you that was a good idea, but no. Knives have almost no defensive capability, very little offensive capabilities, so you're not going to hurt anyone who's wearing armor, and they have far less reach than most weapons, so you have to get closer to the enemy and put yourself at even more risk in order to hurt them.
That's all true, but have you considered that knives are small and delicate, which means I can participate in battle, a traditionally masculine activity, without myself appearing unfeminine?
Well, that's not very woke of you.
Well, it's vaguely progressive on the surface, which means I can now be regarded as some sort of feminist icon or something. Damien, you know I love you, but I need to ask you something difficult.
What is it, Malinzuela? You know I'm a bad boy, but I have a heart of gold, and we're close enough now that you've seen past my hard exterior.
Well, you have to drink blood to live, so I was just wondering, where do you get all of that blood?
I usually get it from deer, sometimes rabbits or squirrels. I don't even hunt my own prey most of the time. I just go to the palace butcher.
Oh, so, you don't have to drink human blood?
No, only evil demons drink human blood.
Yes, but you're supposed to be a bad boy, and if you don't actually have to drink human blood to survive, then the moral ambiguity that made you an interesting character is gone now. What exactly makes you a bad boy if you don't drink any blood?
I have other parts of my soul that are dark and twisted. Remember how when we first met I was really rude to you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Let's make out. Oh, Prince Hotanseksi, you know I love spending all this time with you, but you're in charge of an entire kingdom. Shouldn't you be busier?
Busier? What do you mean?
It's just, what do you actually do all day? You're in charge, but what does that job entail?
Well, I'm a warrior, so I fight dudes. Sometimes there'll be diplomats from other places that come in, and I act really rude to them and tell them I will not give in to any of their demands and then force them out. And sometimes I lead armies for a final battle.
Oh, I guess that's fine. It's just I was expecting you to have to set tax policy, or institute land reforms, or something like that.
Well, why would I do that? It sounds boring, and it gets in the way of me setting aside everything to spend time with you.
You know, I'm starting to understand why they overthrew your dad.
Malenzuela, I've been meaning to ask you, what was your childhood like? Surely somebody as hot-headed and free-thinking as you has reasons to be the way you are, right?
Well, you see, as a child, I lived in the slums of some vaguely defined medieval-esque fantasy city. I had to fight for every scrap of food I ate and every moment of peace I had.
Oh my gods. That sounds terrible. I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
In spite of living in the slums, I still looked beautiful. I was able to stay bathed regularly. I plucked my eyebrows, and my hair stayed perfectly washed and combed.
Okay.
One day a wealthy man found me, and since then I've lived in the lap of luxury.
You know, it kind of sounds like you're trying to simultaneously live out the fantasy of being tough and self-made and independent, and also live out the fantasy of coming from a life of luxury and ease and just being a member of the ruling class.
Shut up! There aren't any contradictions in that! My prince, I know we're getting ready for battle, but who exactly is it that we're fighting?
His name is Emperor Margandus. My family has been fighting him for approximately 12,000 years, but in spite of the millennia of all-out warfare, neither of us has conquered the other. There hasn't even been much change in the front lines.
Not until I came along, but, why exactly are you fighting? What makes him evil?
Well, he tends to kidnap people and hold them against their will.
Oh, okay. What else does he do?
He abuses his captives however he sees fit. He's without honor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, please tell me more.
You are getting way too into this.
I like bad boys, okay?